Hey guys, this is Spiker. I'm going to be doing a Ivy guide today. I wanted to start off by saying you could consider myself a veteran fighting game player when it comes to Soulcalibur. I'm pretty new and this is the first game I've taken serious. So this is more of a, I'm going to make this more of an intermediate guide going over normals, combos, and mix-ups. So why should you play Ivy? Besides her amazing outfit and the character in herself, she's more of a mid to long range character. She's keep out similar to Dalsum, but she also has a lot of versatile things she can do. She has command grabs. She has pretty fancy combos. You can consider her more of an expert character to play in this game, but you can still play her at low to mid range and still be effective because she's pretty decent in this game. So let's start off by doing normals, and I'll go in order of range. So we'll start off with far range since she generally wants to be far range. I'm going to be using number pad notations, just a heads up. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it or just look at your keyboard. 6 is forward, 4 is back, 9 is up forward, just to give you an idea. So to start off long range, she has 6-6 A hold. If the first one hits, the second one's guaranteed, depending on range. Something like that. Sometimes it screws up. But in general, if the first hit hits, the second hit's guaranteed. If the first hit whiffs and the second hit hits and there's 8-way running, it's a run counter and it goes into lethal hit, which leads to her highest damage combo. Just show that real quick. And I'll go over combos later, but I was just gonna, or depending on where you hit them too. But I'll go over combos probably at the end, but I was just showing you she can do crazy damage far range. Once you get into like maybe mid or high level play, people will know not to sidestep this, because if you notice, if you notice, it basically does a 360 around her, the 6-6 A hold, so they can't sidestep it, and it has pretty decent range. To go with that, she has, I'm gonna go over, she also has a 6B hold, and then she can do 8 or 2, and depending on which direction you do, so if you do 2 and they're going into the foreground or whatever, it'll catch them. I guess I'll just show that again real quick. Yeah, so see, if you do 6B and they're still walking, you can do something like 8, and it'll get them going into the background. I don't know why I should stop. But yeah, you can get them going into the background, so it's pretty good long range attack. And it'll keep them honest. It's also fairly safe compared to our other attacks at range. She also, this is when it goes into our moves that people can sidestep, but hopefully by the time you've gotten people scared of 6-6 A hold and 6B hold and 8 or 2, they'll want to stop walking. You can start doing stuff like 4B, and it's probably like one of her fastest long range moves. It's like probably her farthest move too. As you can see, it has crazy range, but they can duck it since it's high and sidestep it. But usually they're scared after this 6-6A to want to sidestep it, so you can use that. She also has to go with this 1B hold, which is low in the special mid. It's sort of similar to the 4B as it goes that far, but this is a low into a special mid. If it's far away, it's special mid for the range. But if you hit somewhere like mid to close range with 8B hold, you can tell the first hit's a low, and then the second 2 hits are guaranteed special mids, and it leaves you at a range where you can do something like a mix-up with her next tool, which a lot of people hate, but it's her 3A plus G, and then she has 2A plus G for closer range, for mid-range, and then 3A plus G for longer range. And it's not a grab technically, it's a, I guess I'll show it real quick. It's a low hit grab, so they can block it. You can't tech it or anything, so you just have to block it. So if they're blocking, they'll block it. And to go with that, hold on, let's keep this continuous. To go with that, so you have them blocking 3A plus G, you can then use 3B plus K, which will lethal hit crouching garters. And you also have the same tool. You have 2B plus K to go with 2A plus G. So you have these two ranges, and obviously they're not the same, and this move can be easily sidestepped, and it's extremely negative. So if you notice I do it and then I hold guard, if they sidestep this, they have a ton of time to run in on you, and they're pretty much in your face at that point. But if it does lethal hit, you can get a full combo similar to a run counter, and it does a shit ton of damage. So it's a decent mix-up. She also has another very linear attack. She has 8B plus K and 8B plus K, or 9 and 8B plus K. So 8B plus K goes like mid-range, and then 9B plus K goes full range. And you generally only use that in combos, but I should note that once you get into like more intermediate advanced, people start guard impacting her grab. I'm going to show that real quick just to show how crazy disadvantage you are if someone does it. There. I'm holding guard. You can see here I should make the AI guard too. Sorry. Stand girdle. So I'm holding guard, she's holding guard. You see how much frame advantage she has? So she has plenty of time to either punish it or run in, and then she's in your face and you have to deal with close range. So that's basically her long range moves. She has that. But like I was saying, to mix up with the 3A plus G and then 3B plus K, if you're really feeling like they're gonna guard impact, you can do 9B plus K because it's a guard break. So if we still have her at, oh sorry, not reverse ledge, if we still have a guard impact, see it'll break. So, and then you can get a combo. And then if they're like mid range, it's sort of just, you generally don't get anything decent, but something like that. Okay, so those are her long-range attacks. Let's go back into more mid-range. One of her better mid-range attacks that a lot of people don't use is her 3A hold. It stops people from sidestepping. It's negative, but if it hits on the tip, it leaves them in perfect range for your 2A plus G or 3A plus G, depending on how it hit. If the tip hits, it has a different animation where they get knocked farther. Let's see if I can show that. Yeah, see how they get knocked back like 2 character steps instead of 1? But yeah, there's that. It's good for stopping people from running on you. She also has 1AA, which is very evasive. If they're run countering or running, it's a counter hit, so both hits hit. But you can just do 1 if you're not sure, and then guard or whatever, your full crouch. Let's see. She has 2A, her special mid. I guess most characters have this, but hers is pretty good mid-range. You can tell it hits pretty far compared to other characters, since it extends her whip out. She also has, let's see, let's keep going. She has her 3B, which is generic launcher, but it's pretty mid-range attack. Hers goes pretty far. And off that, you can only get 6B8. But I'll go over combos later. Let's see, what other... Oh, she has 4A. This move, if blocked, it's even, so both people are 0. But she can do 3A and then hold stance. This is slower, but if you get people scared, or if it hits, then you can go into the her Serpent stance. I'll go over Serpent stance after I go over all specials, but yeah, 4A and then hold to go into Serpent stance. And it's a high, but the great thing about it is if you get them scared enough at this range and you hit it, it's even, so you can then go for whatever. I think that's all the mid-range. Let's see. A, 2A, yeah, 3B, and 4A. Yeah, that's all I got. So for close range, she has everyone's generic AA. It's her fastest move. Is her AA. I think it's like 12 frames if you want to get nerdy, but it's her fastest move. She also has 6B8, and this could be considered a mid-range punish too, but it's also her it's 12 or 13 frames, so it's as fast as her AA, and it does more general damage general. She has a follow-up, and it's a guaranteed, so it's 6B8 and then K as the string, and it's high, low, if it hits, it's a guaranteed, and it does more than her AA. So if they're close up, you generally want to do this. And I know it's a weird motion to do 6, B, and then 8. So you basically hit 6, B, and then right after you hit B, you hit 8. It's really weird. And then you hit K to go do the follow-up. Those are her 2 fastest close range punishes. Let's see. Her BB is her intermediate damage. As you can tell, it's even though it has decent range or whatever, it does less damage than doing this. So generally, you don't really want to use this unless you have to, or if for whatever reason they do some move that leaves them crouching, then you want to do BB. It's pretty slow. It's like her mid-level punish instead of like her middle level speed or whatever, compared to her AA, which is her fastest. And then she has, and then something like 3B is for slower stuff. Other close range attacks. She has sidestep, which for 2-2K, which is her sweep. It'll go over highs, it sidesteps. It'll go over horizontal attacks, it sidesteps vertical attacks, so it's pretty good. You can tell she gets pretty low. And off it, it's unsafe if they block it, but and then off it she can get her Serpent stance, which, or her Serpent, I don't even know what this move's called, but it leaves her in Serpent stance, is 2-1-4B. She can get that as a combo, and then if you hold B, it stays in stance. And she also has sidestep BA, and it looks like this. It's a mid-high, so after you get them mixing or guessing with 2-2K, you can use 2-2BA. And then if you feel like you can really hard read, you can use 2-2B hold, which will launch them, and then you can do combos from that. Let's see. Other moves. She has sidestep A plus B. It has guard impact on startup. It's 4 horizontal attacks, but the timing on it is extremely strict. But just know that you can sidestep and hit horizontals, but you have to do it like on almost the first frame. So it's not like guard impact where it has a decent window. This one has a really tiny window, and it just I think it adds extra damage, or it pulls them in. So I'll just show. I guess I'll try to show it. Let's see if she has 8-way run. Where's 8? So she has that, right? There. See, it pulls them in. So yeah, if you can get the timing on it, or if you want style points, you can do that. Let's see. I think that goes over all her close range attacks you want to be using. You have 6 AK. It's slower than just doing AA, but people like using it because it steps her forward. She has 6 AAA, or maybe it's just 6 AA. Yeah, it's 6 AA. So 6 AA, if it hits, it leaves them in like this perfect range where you can go for the 2A plus G or 3A plus G mix up with 3B plus K. So that's pretty decent. It's a high, mid-high. Not many people know that, but maybe if you fight someone that's decent, after the mid, they'll duck it and then punish you, but I don't know. That's more advanced. Let's see. Other close range moves. She has 6BA, which you generally use in combos, but if you do 6BA hold, it'll go into Serpent stance. So for whatever reason this hits, you can then go into a mix-up since it leaves them stunned. You can either do low or mid. Yeah, I think that's all her normals. I guess I'll go into her stance, which is 2-1-4B. So for Serpent stance, 2-1-4B, hold. She goes into it, right? So her options out of it, I'll just go in order, I guess, is her best option that I can't really do that well is her B. So she has B. She has a just frame for it. I'll probably link in the description a video on someone doing it. Let's see, she has special moves. So if you hit this, it does, I think it does 62 damage, so it's pretty good damage-wise. It'll hit them off the ground. The last hit's guard break, so for whatever reason they get up in guard, you can then do command grab mix-ups, so it's pretty good. Yeah, it's super mature, just for aim B. To do it, I guess I can vaguely explain it, but you can watch a video on how to get it perfectly. I still need to practice myself, but basically after the first B, you delay the next B for a few frames, and then after that, it's all the same timing. So it's B, then delay B, then B, B, B. I can't do it with crap, but I need to practice it. But I'll link a video in the description on how to do it. So she has that. It checks pretty well if they roll too. So generally, I'll just do this as an example. If you do a combo, this generally will hit them if they're trying to roll back or side roll or whatever. It'll generally hit them, so it's a good option that you should probably learn. I'm still, like I said, I'm still like month 1 new to this game, so I haven't really got the timing down. She has, okay, from 2 and 4B, she also has 6B, which is a stab, and she gets 2 and 4B again. She can either hold it to go back into for more mix-ups or not. So we did BBB, and then we did 6B. She also has 4B, which is guard break. I guess I'll just show that. There, where is it? There. So if they reverse ledge or something, I guess we'll just do guard impact. So if they, there. So if they guard impact, you can get a combo, obviously, like all guard impacts. I'll go over lethal. I skipped lethal hits, but I'll go over lethal hits after this stance, and then I'll do her special throws too. But okay, so what else do we? So that's her guard crush move. Out of it, it's 4B. So, and I should note that this hits on the ground and it tracks really well. So for whatever reason, they're scared and they start rolling around and stuff because they want to get away from other mix-ups. Then you can use that and it'll force them to block it. I guess I'll go into Oki real quick on that too, because let's see. So in that, it leaves her crouching, and if you do BB, it'll do her wall raising BB or whatever she has. But you can also do, I guess I'll go over command grabs in a second, but she can do command grabs off it because you're so plus, and you can do mix-ups like that. Let's keep going on all her moves. Let's see. She has, let's go over A's I guess now. She has, or actually, let's go over one more B move, but it's B plus K. It's similar to her 6B8, but when you're in this stance, if you hit 8B plus K, she'll do it. And if they're in the air, it'll do a special animation. Let's see, how do I show this? Oh, this. It'll go into this special animation. Usually use it as combo unders, but I was just showing it there. But that's, if for whatever reason they jump, which they probably won't, it'll do that. But you can do 8B plus K and then K. So it's the same as her 6B plus K in that stance. So it's pretty fast. She also has, let's see, we went over A's. So, let's start doing A's. So her AAA is the same thing as her 6AA when she's out of it. So there's that. She has 6AA, which is similar to her 22BA. She has 4A, which is a low grab, hit grab. So it's pretty good. As you can see, it goes a ton of range. It's like it's probably like a mid to long range move. Does decent damage. 47, it's pretty good. I think that's all her A's. She has K, which is, if you watch her, you can tell she gets down on the ground, so it's very evasive. And if you hold K, you stay in the stance. So you can do it over and over again. It's obviously not the greatest, but if you want to mix people up, you can do something like K and then back, or K and then to 4A or something, because they'll probably try to retaliate with a high move, and this is very evasive. I should also mention that her 4A is very evasive. It goes down, similar to her just K, where it ducks under for seconds, so it crushes eyes. Let's see. Should I also mention if I'm not sure if this is true, but I've heard that if this is blocked and it's only -8. So if you don't stay in stance and this is blocked and you just block, it's -8. But if you stay in stance, it's generally negative. But sometimes you can catch people off guard. They'll block this. It's -8, and then you can do 4A to do a low grab because it'll high crush and usually hit them. Because this also knocks back a decent bit. Let's see if I can show that. Girdle. See how it knocks back sort of far? So most characters can't really deal with that. So you can do something like that, and then you do like a low or something. And then if you try to do, generally if you try to do K and then K again, if they do a high, it'll go under it, and then you can get a launch punish. I'll just show that real quick. So for whatever reason, they block the first one, the second one hits, then you can go into something like that where it'll combo. It's all this. Oh, I guess I'll do that now, cause let's see. Yeah, I think I went over it. Those are all her stance moves. So basically, from stance, your main tools you want to use is 4A for a low. If they stay on the ground and you get them scared of this 2A after a while, you can do something like, or what did I just say? After the 4A, I meant. If you get them scared of 4A, you can do 4B, which will track if they try to stay on the ground and hit them on the ground, or they'll be ducking and it'll hit them, so you just hit them with that for 40 damage. Or they'll block it, and then you're very plus since it's a guard break, and you can go into mix-ups with like throws or basically whatever you want to do. And also, if you want fast moves, you can do the 6B, and then into that. It's one of her faster moves in it. So if for whatever reason you think they're going to get up and just press a button, you can do 6B. But the most optimal thing, like I said, to do is after you end the combo is just to do BBB, but you have to just frame it if you want to get... This is negative if they block it, so, but if you just frame it, it'll give you the guard break at the end and leave you plus for command grab mix-ups. Yeah, I think that's it for her stance, besides stuff in Soul Charge, but I'll go over Soul Charge in a second. I want to go into her crouching moves because I sort of went over them, but she has really good ring out. So from full crouch, she has 1B, and it launches them over and rings out. So it's pretty good. That's also a very good move. That's like one of her best combo starters for if you duck a horizontal high attack. I suck personally at doing her optimal combo because if you notice when she launches you in the air, you're back turn. So you'll do back turn moves, but if you hold guard, you'll turn around. The combo timing on some of this stuff is really hard. So I guess I'll go over combos in a second, but I just do basic stuff where I do something like this. She has other stuff, but yeah, that's like basic stuff. You can also use this move, B plus K. I didn't mean to knock this. There we go. I use B plus... You can also use B plus K. It's sort of evasive, and it rings out too. It's slower. You generally don't want to do it, but if for whatever reason you're not feeling confident in doing full crouch, 1B for ring outs, you can always do B plus K, but the range on it's pretty crappy. It's also a lethal hit, but you'll probably never hit anyone with that lethal hit. Let's see. Her wall raising moves. Fastest one is wall raising K. Her wall raising A hold, or it tracks them for whatever reason. You coming out of wall rising. Yeah, it's A hold. So there's that. And then her wall rising BB. It's like one of her best combo stars. It's really slow. Right here. Ah, crap. I suck at wall rising. And it's like one of her best punishes if for whatever reason they do like a double high or something, or AA, but you were already blocking the first one, so you can hard read it. For jump attacks, she has the same thing. She has 8B, and then it also goes into this, so it's really good, but it's slow. But if you like, this is usually common on Nightmare or Siegfried or something. They do that long. I'm pretty sure it's something like 1A where they do this long wind up and it goes down on the ground. So if you see something like that, you can do this jump attack to like massively punish them for doing it. But it's more of knowing that it's coming. She also has 8 or 9K, either or. It's really good at jumping over lows. It's fast and it gives you a knockdown to go into mix-ups. Her jumping A is crap. You probably never use it. Oh, for close range, I also missed it, but her full crouch, 3B hold will leave. Do I have counter hit on? Yeah, I do. Her full crouching B or whatever is a low, and then the second hit's a mid. If you leave it out for a long time, it'll be an unblockable, but you can let this go at any time just by hitting B. So you can do it really fast to stop them from, because they can step it. It's very steppable. Or you can put it out, then they see the fire, and you can let it go immediately, and then you can get a combo, a pretty decent chunk of damage there. And I'll go over combos later, but I think that's most of her move. Let's see. I missed anything. Oh, special moves. She also has command grabs, so they seem really hard. So her command grabs look really complicated. You can do them the way they're shown. It's like down forward, up back, forward, do like a mini DP motion, then down back A plus G. But that's a little too hard for me and I'm scrubby. I can do it that way, but I do it slowly. But I found a cheater way to do it is you start with 2 and you go to like 3-6, and then you basically do counterclockwise 360. So you do 2, 3, and then at the end you finish it off with a 2-3-6 and hold forward, and then do A plus G for what's it called, Calamity Symphony, and then you end it with down back A plus G for Summon Suffering. So you do the 360 and then forward A plus G to do that, and then you do down back at the end to do A plus G if you see the command list at the bottom. So the reason why I think this is good is you can do, I call it the like Ivy shimmy, but you can basically do this and then run forward, and then while you're running you do like forward A plus G or down back A plus G to do the different command throws. And you see there's a giant buffer, so you can run almost like full screen and catch people off guard. And you might be thinking, well, they'll see that, and what are you can like do in front of them too, and they'll be like, oh, they're definitely doing it. That's when you start doing 6-6 BB, or since you're doing this, you can just do 6 BB because it's counting you as a run. So you just do 6 BB while you're doing this, and you can what's it called, get that little whatever 41 damage, which is pretty decent if they decide to duck because they see this command grab coming. I also want to mention real quick that this can be where is it? This can be guard impacted. So even though it's an unblockable, like most unblockables, here I'll just show this. Most unblockables beat guard impact. This one does not. It's just untechable. So you can't like guard impact and then do an unblockable grab because it's really fast for guaranteed damage, because they can just GI it back. I just wanted to bring that up real quick because it's something pretty important. I also wanted to mention you should really mask the command grab too. So you can do stuff like if you're fast, you can do something like 2, and say if you get the just frame, you can do the command grab. But you basically want to mask it so they don't see it coming. And I'm pretty sure it's 16 frames, so it's fairly fast for a grab. And you can do that with either or, but you basically want to try to mask it in other moves if you can. Alright, I was going to mention masking it with Hoki, so you can do just like a basic this. something like that. So after the 214B, you have enough time to input your command grab, and as they wake up and you wake up, it'll hit them if they're not crouching. You can do the unblockable one. But yeah, there's that. I also wanted to mention real quick that the just frame of both of them, it's not faster, but they do more damage. So, showed it earlier, but this normally does 80 damage. The just frame, it has that little ender at the end, does 10 more damage. This one normally does 60. If you do the just frame, it does 70. The important thing to note about just frame summon suffering is it steps. So it's sort of like Calamity Symphony, where you see how she steps forward really far. If you do summons, the AI doesn't really show it here, but if you do it, she does like a little step forward, and it's the same as Calamity Symphony. But if you do it normally, she doesn't step, and usually it'll just whiff. So, yeah, there's that. Those are command grabs. Alright, before I go into combos and lethal hits, I figured I'd do Soul Charge and Super. So, she has a pretty short Soul Charge, but it's pretty good. She has Sidestep, 2-2, A plus B, and then she has a B follow-up. And it does 80 damage. It leaves you in the perfect range for 3 A plus G. So if they get up immediately, you can mix them up with that. She also has 6 KK. That, and if you hold K, you notice she stays in stance. So it's a new string, 6 KK. She holds in stance. And then you can do 6 AA. And it does an unblockable high. It's really fast, 65 damage. So then you can start mixing that up when you're in stance. Or here. When you're in stance, you can start mixing that up with something like K hold, since it's a mid. And then you can do 6 A plus A. So you get them, you can force them to respect you. So now that she has all these good highs, you're like, well, they're just going to start ducking. That's when you have 6 BB. And if it hits, counter hit, it does that animation. If they block, it's a guard crush. So yeah, it's pretty good, leaves you plus. She also has 4A. Her 4A becomes a guard break, or break attack, whatever you want to call it. If they try to GI, it'll break it. You don't get any combo off it, but it's just there. If you see a reversal edge, you can just do this really fast. And that's all her gauge moves. Let's see. Let's go into super real quick. Her super has a GI. It's probably like one of the best supers in the game. Let's make her do like AA or something. There, whoops. So, it has GI. It's really fast. Pulls them in. During this, I should mention this, you can do the method I do where you just do the counterclockwise 360s and you can mask the grab. So on wake up, you just run forward, just hit whatever grab you want. So immediately after that, you can do stuff like that for Oki. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I should also mention when she's in Serpent stance, she doesn't have the guard impact, but the super's like almost instant. You see how it just goes into the animation? So she loses her guard impact, but it's really fast. So if the person's blocking, let's see if I can show this. Guard all, make her just fucking do a. So if I have her, or I guess, yeah, this. Something like that where you do, it's unsafe, so you just do super like immediately and you can punish whatever they're trying to punish that. And that's pretty much your super and soul charge. Okay, so for lethal hits and combo, first one I'll do is 6A. It looks like this. First hit whiffs, second hit hits, does lethal hit. I showed the combo earlier, but I'll do it again. There, if I screw up. And then you can decide it's 100 damage, decide to stay in stance. Basically, the combo is 6A, then you do 9B plus K, then you do 4A, then you do 4B8, so it's like 6B8, but you do it backwards, so it's 4B8. And then after that, you just do 214B, and you can either hold to stay in stance for a mix-up, or you can just do that to a command grab or whatever you want to do. Um, yeah, there's that. Let's see. Her other 2 lethal hits, let's do those real quick. Um, her AA, I'm going to do like the 3 lethal hits she has, and they're all the same combo. So I'm just going to show you what the lethal hits are. Her AA, if the first one hits, if the first one whiffs, the second one hits, it gives you a lethal hit, then you can get a combo off that. If someone's doing like a BB attack and you sidestep it with A, it's 2-2 or 8-8A, it'll give you that lethal hit. If she can stop, yeah, there. So you can do that, and then like every character in the game, let's see, guard impact, you have A plus B, and if it hits, it gives you the same lethal hit. And then now I'll show you the combo for all 3 of those. It's 6B, here, let's see, 6B, hold A, K, hold, and then 8B plus K. And that'll leave you an optimal range to do, what's it called, 3A plus G or whatever to do Oki. Those are her lethal hits. Now let's go to other combos. I skipped over this, I'll probably just edit it back in, but I forgot to mention that if they're guarding your 3A plus G guard, you can do 3B plus K for a lethal hit, and then it's basically just the combo you did for long range for your 6-6A combo. It's the same combo. And I should also mention that the range, if you get 2B plus K, since it's sort of like a weird range, you don't really get anything, but you can do 6B8, so, sorry, it's 8B plus K into 6B8, something like that. It's less damage, but that's what it looks like. And I should also mention that if this hits like weird, you can always just do 3A plus G, the grab, to combo it. It does 61 damage if you want like a really easy combo. But it's like really spacing dependent, like this will probably whiff. So it's just comes with practice, learning the distances and what hits. Something like that. But yeah, okay. So I forgot to mention in Serpent stance she also has a guard crush with 4B, and for that it's slightly different than the other ones, but basically it leaves her in a wall rising state, so you just do BB, and then you do 4B8, and then 2 on 4B, so I'll show that right now. That's a 77. And then I'll just go through all her normal combos, I guess. So 2-2 or 8-8K into 2 on 4B. You can hold it to stand stance or not if you want to do a command grab. She then has 2-2B hold and then 8B plus K. That's her easy combo. But she also has a harder combo, and it changes depending if they're standing or crouching, because this launches higher if they're standing. That's the combo. But as you see, they were launched really high. But if they're crouching, let's see if I can show this. Crouch. So if they're crouching, you have to hit 6B like immediately, because, and it's really hard to differentiate like on the fly. But the idea is you've been doing so much 2-2K to get them to duck that you're hard reading that they're going to be ducking, and you're going to hit them with the 2-2B. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that combo, you can just do 8B plus K. It does decent at 54 damage, and it leaves them full range for you to keep them out, keep getting frustrated. You can probably get something big off this, but I'm sort of going around. But full crouch, B hold. Basic, this is like a basic combo that does 69 damage. Basically all you do is 4B8 and then 2 on 4B. It's pretty simple. You might be able to get more, but this is just my basic combo I use. So I think I mentioned this earlier, but her full crouch 1B is one of her best launchers if you're reading high. The problem is it leaves you back turn, so you do back turn moves. But if you hold guard, you can turn around and do a combo. The problem is it's really hard to do that, so I found this combo to be easier to do for most people. So what you do is full crouch B, B plus K, 6K B, and then 2 on 4 B. So yeah, there's that. So when it comes to wall combos, her basic starter is 6-6B, and then you basically just do her close range lethal hit combo. She can do more, but it's barely any more damage. But if you want to do slightly harder, instead of doing 8B plus K, you just do 4B8 and then 214B. This does 4 more damage, but it leaves you in Serpent stance, so you can do Oki there. And I think that's pretty much it for the guide. Hopefully this helped. Probably spent way too much time and a bunch of edits making this, but hopefully it's useful. Hopefully you have a better understanding on how to use the character. And I just want to give a shout out to Frame Whisperer, the guy who makes the Tekken guides, and he made some of the Soulcalibur ones. Basically made this guide similar to his, so I don't know, motivation to make content. I probably won't upload much more. I could upload match footages of me applying stuff, but it's probably better just to watch tournament footage of actual high-level IVs playing and dealing with other characters, because most of it, if you watch me, it's either they don't know how to fight Ivy and I just destroy them, or they know how to fight Ivy and I usually struggle trying to keep them out. Anyways, peace, thanks for watching.